She's a veterinary nurse and just hit director, and she's one of the people who knows so much about this topic. And I know it's actually something she's extremely passionate about. So I'm hoping that you're going to get not only the knowledge of what it's the importance of gut health, but also how we can talk to our prospects about to let them know how important it is. So I'm proud to have her on here. Let's welcome on here Lene Heiberg. Hi, Lene.
Hi, Carla. Hi, everybody. Hello.
I'm so excited to have you on because I've heard this many times in Danish, and I know it's just so, you make it so easy because you've been teaching this for a long time. So thank you for coming on here and doing this teaching, because I'm going to be headed back to the kickoff event here, and I'm going to let you teach. I have total faith in you, my darling. So
thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, this is amazing. This is amazing. So as Carla said, I just love this. I love nutrition. I can't think of anything else that is better than nutrition. So I've been teaching nutrition for many years at the Danish Education School for Veterinary Nurses. And one of my top topics is actually the gut. And I'm so glad that I can get to share that with you today. So I think I'll just get started, and I will take you through a little PowerPoint presentation. It's almost like 30 minutes, I think it will be, and you have to bear over my English because I used to do this in Danish. So let's see if I can find the right words in English, but I'll try, or else I'll call on you, Bibi, to lend me a hand. Okay, so I'll just get started and share my screen. So here we go. Oh, that was not the one. That was the one. Okay, so is it on your screen now? It is. Okay. So this is a very, very important topic. So I know that we all love the balance oil, but this is also a subject that we need to dig into, because this is almost just as important as the balance. So the gut is like a fantastic organ that we need to look at. So you see, you're all sitting here with 8 meters of intestines in your stomach. That's quite a lot. That's a big organ. And what is special about this organ is that if you fold it out, spread it out, it would cover 400 square meters surface. That's the same as half a badminton court. That's quite a big surface. And that's because the gut has to get all the nutrients from your food and absorb them and get them into your body so your cells can get all the nutrients. So this big organ with this big surface is so important. Down in your gut, you have approximately 2 kilos of bacteria. So that's quite a lot of mass of bacteria. But they are the ones that we are going to talk about today, is the bacteria. And then in the gut, you have like 70% of your immune system. So your immune cells is down in your intestines. And you can all think about that. If your gut is not healthy, if it's bad, if it's ugly on the inside, then all your immune cells will not thrive and you will have a poor immune system. So that's some of the facts that we have to look at, and I think that's quite amazing. I will give you some more facts, but this is the fun ones, I think. So take a look at that beautiful pink picture. So this is your gut from the inside. So think of it as a big carpet. I don't know the word in English, but the carpet where it's a thick carpet, like it's a plush carpet. Is that a word? I don't know. But it's like this big, beautiful, beautiful carpet that you have down in your intestines. And the reason why that the surface is so big is when you look at the pictures on your right, you can see that your intestines on the inside is folded. So that's one of the things that gives the big surface. But on each fold, there is a little bump. And that bump is called a villi. And actually, if you look at the picture at the bottom, you have the bump, that's the villi, and on each and every bump you have another bump, that's a micro villi. And that is why the surface is so big, because you have the folds, the bumps, and the mini bumps. And these bumps we need to take care of. And some of the food that we eat are destroying these bumps. And that's not good, because we need them. We need the villis, we need the microvillis. So if we take a look at what we have our second brain. And that's because that from the gut to the brain, we have like millions, hundreds of millions of nerve cells, all connected in what we call the vagus nerve. And through that nerve, all the bacteria in your gut is sending signals up to your brain. So sometimes you don't even know if it's your own thought or if it is the bacteria in your gut sending messages and creating a thought. So all of these bacteria have an impact on our mood. So if it's good bacteria we have, the impact is good. If it's mostly bad bacteria we have, you guessed it right, the impact is a bad mood. And if we look at mood and we look at what is making us happy, then we need this hormone, the serotonin. And some of the serotonin is made in the brain, but actually 80% of this hormone is made by the good bacteria in your gut. So if you lack of good mood, it could be because that you have mostly bad bacteria in your gut and not producing as much as this happy hormone serotonin. So we need to have the best balance between good and bad bacteria in the gut. So our bacteria is also have an impact on our behavior, how we act, what we do, what we think. And they also have a quite big influence on our satiety, how we feel when we eat food. So every bacteria is they've been well trained. They all say thank you for the food when you have given them something to eat, but they say it in a different kind of way. So if you feed your good bacteria, they will all say thank you for dinner and tell you that now you're full, you don't need anything else, your body's got what it needs, they got what they need, and everything is good. If it's the bad bacteria that you have served a dinner, they also say thank you for the food, and the way they say it is eat again, I want more. So that is why if you're one of those like I am, when you are at night and you want something good and you open a bag of chips, maybe, I don't know if you do that, I sometimes do, and you just can't stop until you have eaten the whole bag. It's because of the bad bacteria saying eat more. We also have bacteria and microbiome many other places in and on our body. And every bacteria is kind of speaking together. So the ones you have in your gut kind of also controls and speaks to every other bacteria you have on your body. We have it on our skin. And if you're used to like put your hands in when, what's that called? Ethanol, a sprit, baby. What's sprit called?
Hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer, of course it is. Yeah. So if you do that a lot, thank you. If you do that a lot, then you're actually killing off the good bacteria on your skin, and that affects the bacteria in your gut as well. So if you do that a lot, please don't, because it's affecting your health. So we need the normal ones on our skin. The last thing that I'm going to talk about here about the kind of bacteria, that the good ones that we need, they produce vitamin K and vitamin B for us to use. That's two very important vitamins that we need. And only the good bacteria is producing that for us. So now you see that there's a lot more to a healthy gut than just the gut, because it's kind of affecting everything in our body. So we need to take care of that organ. I like to talk a little bit about prebiotics and probiotics, because that's something that I get a lot of questions about. The prebiotics, that's the fiber. That's the food for the good bacteria. That's the fiber we need to eat a lot more of. And according to many kinds of studies, I know that we are only eating like half the fiber that we should, that is recommended for us. And the probiotics are new gut bacteria that you eat. Prebiotics are fibers, probiotics are new bacteria. What is the best way to promote your gut health? It's prebiotics. It's so much better than probiotics, because the probiotics, some of them will die when they enter the stomach. It's too acidic for them, so they will die. And if you don't eat fibers enough, then there's no food for the bacteria when they enter the gut, and then they will die anyways. So if you feed your bacteria the very important prebiotic fibers, you will get a lot more out of that than eating probiotics. It's a very sensitive ecosystem you have down there, and you can change it from the food that you eat. So you decide which one of these bacteria you want the most of. So we have the good ones and we have the bad ones. It's just up to you. What kind of diet do you eat? Which one of these do you want more of? The bad ones, they eat protein, sugar, fat, and all these all the bad food that we have in the Western diet today. And the good bacteria, the ones that you really, really want because they're your friends, they eat prebiotic fibers. So you need more of that in your diet. Or you can do the simple way as I do. I take my xenobiotic every day because that's the good fiber for my good bacteria. So you see here, there's a lot of things that will affect the gut when you feed the good bacteria. And something that we haven't talked about yet is you will get a normal cholesterol. That's a good thing. it can also help you with weight loss, and it will improve your digestion. And later on, I will talk about this strong, tight gut wall. That's so important for not developing autoimmune diseases. And take a look at this. This is so beautiful. So this is two pictures of two different intestines. So it's a slice, like you slice off a piece of salami, and you see that the one on the left, that one is getting a lot of prebiotic fibers. So that one is more thick. The intestine is actually thicker. The blood flow through this intestine is so much bigger. And you see on the picture that all the lining, all the cells are just like in this beautiful pattern. So this is a very strong, healthy intestine. Then you look at the one on your right, and you will see that's not as thick. It's kind of thin, and the lining is not that beautiful. So that is how your intestine is looking at the inside if you eat a lot of prebiotic fibers or if you don't. So in this case, it's best to be thick and beautiful. So now I'm going to take you down in your gut. So you have the good bacteria, the pink ones, and you have the very bad bacteria, the gray ones. Each of these will grow in numbers if you feed them. And remember that the bad ones just eat like everything. And if you don't eat much, they will start eating the inside of your intestine. They will eat you up from the inside. The pink one, the good ones, they want the prebiotic fibers. But if you don't get that in your diet, if you don't eat that much vegetables and fruits where you have the prebiotic fibers, you will get a lot of the bad ones, and they will take over and they will take control. This is damaging for your health. This is damaging for your immune system, and this will make holes in your intestine. We need to feed the good ones. They need food every day. If we feed them, they multiply, they reproduce, and they become more and more and more. The smart thing here is that the prebiotic fibers that we need to eat, they can only feed the good ones. So the bad ones cannot use this as food. And when the good ones are eating this fiber and they are reproducing, they are making the environment bad for the bad bacteria. So they don't thrive, so they don't reproduce as quickly as they used to. If you look at the picture on your right, then you have the first part is where you have the normal tight junction. That is where your gut cells is clinging together like very strongly and making sure that the gut is so tight and nothing can come in between all your gut cells. This is very, very important because everything that is coming down, all the food you eat, must be checked out by all the police, all the immune cells in your gut, and to make sure that nothing is toxic that is going to enter your body. everything that is toxic and not good for you will end up in the toilet. Every good bacteria in your intestine is joining up and working together with your gut cells, the ones you see on the picture, and the immune cells. So you have like three bodies, three things, three organisms like working together that is creating this very healthy environment. So every bacteria is actually telling your gut cells to stick together very tightly. If you just move a little bit further on your right, then you will see there becomes a passage. The cells are not quite as tight anymore. And that's because that when you have that, you have a lot of bad bacteria. And the bad bacteria actually asks your lining, your cells in your gut, to step from each other so that they create a passage. That means that if you have something toxic in your body, it can now enter. It can go through the intestine and it can get directly into your body. Some of the bad bacteria can also enter your body. And this is how autoimmune diseases are made. Most of them are made this way. So you have toxins inside your body that's not supposed to be there. You have some of the bacteria inside your body, they're not supposed to be there. When they're inside your body, your immune system is going crazy to kill this off. And if the immune system has to do that like every day, day in, day out, for years and years and years, that is some of the issues that are causing the autoimmune diseases. So, and that is sclerosis, lupus. It can also be diabetes, and the skin disease is what's that called in English?
Psoriasis.
Psoriasis. That's almost the same. Yeah, yeah. So the importance of having a very, very tight gut system is so high. And just remember that the good bacteria is making sure that it's tight. The bad bacteria actually is making the holes, and that is what we call leaky gut. Every time you have a customer with skin disease, some kind of eczema, something reddish, a rash, or psoriasis, or anything like that, you need to think about the gut. You need to stop this leaky gut. You need to get the cells back together again. And the only way we can do that is by changing the balance between the good and the bad microbiome. This is very, very important. Every time you have a customer that is lacking good mood, you must think Viva, I know that, but you must also think about xenobiotic. You need to get another balance of good and bad bacteria because this person is lacking the serotonin produced by the good bacteria. And just a little thing here just to end with. So everything is joined together, and if you were born with a C-section, then you are growing up without the right bacteria from your mom. This can affect you on your life further on. So if you know that you yourself were born through C-section, you need to do something extra for your gut health. If you know somebody who also is that, you can help them do the same. And when we are babies, we need to develop this balance between good and bad microbiomes in the gut. And some of the ways to get the good ones is being breastfed. So if you were not that and you were like bottle fed, you need to do something extra for your gut. And just as well as if you have had some antibiotics. Some of us know kids that had a lot of antibiotics, all these kids with ear problems, they had a lot of antibiotics. And you need to know that the antibiotics kill off every kind of bacteria, also the good ones in your gut that you need. So if you know a child that has gotten a lot of antibiotics, you need to do something to change the balance between the good and the bad bacteria. We know today that kids that have been born through C-section, didn't get breast milk, and have had a lot of antibiotics as a child, often ends up as the ones with the autoimmune diseases today, all because of the gut. If you are here as an adult and you have taken some antibiotics because you needed to, because you were sick, that's okay. You just need to get the balance back in your gut afterwards. It can take up to 1 year to get the balance right again if you don't do anything to help your gut. So that's a year where everything is not as it should be and could be harmful for you. So have that in mind when you talk to people, when you talk to your customers, and if they have some issues that they can't get rid of, try ask about how they were born, were they breastfed, and did they get some antibiotics as a kid. Then you might have some of the answers that the gut is totally out of balance, and you can help them with that. It only takes a week, maybe 14 days to get the balance right between the good and the bad bacteria in the gut. We have the most amazing product to do that. This is genius. This is so powerful, and it's made, yeah, I can't even describe how beautiful this product is. So here you have a product that is only prebiotics, and it's 8 different prebiotic fibers. This means that in your colon, in your big intestine, you will have like 8 food stations, or you could even say you have 8 food trucks parked 8 different places in your gut. So if you were a good bacteria, you would have not very far to go if you want to get food. So every good bacteria can get food, because Xenobiotic is a food truck of fibers placed 8 different places in your gut. This is amazing. This is so powerful, and it's so easy. So 1 scoop, 2 scoops a day, and you're all ready to go. And in a week or 2 weeks, you will have a totally different microbiome. Make sure that this is a product that all your customers get, because you will help them a lot.